And welcome back to the Bronzie Breakdown, where four babbling buddies all bumble our way through a bunch of brushes of nonsense that we are woefully underqualified for, but we have a good time doing it. This is Sulking Panda, or Panda. Along with me, I've got Temporary Maniac, Pindle, and Daisy, all of which we're going to be breaking down the beginnings of the LCS and kind of our predictions on what we foresee going on and what we see coming up. So this one ought to be a fun one, peeking into the future. So let's get ready to go.
So, I thought you were gonna keep up with the bees throughout
Oh,
that
like
entire
my head really
intro.
wanted to. Like,
you just
oh,
kept going with the bees. I
bees?
was like, keep it going, keep it going, keep it
Uh,
going.
how many bees can I throw in there?
Oh man. So, last podcast we talked about what was it, like LCS struggles for like teams and stuff, right? That was the last one.
TSM and C9.
Um,
TSM and
yeah,
C9.
it was
we
mainly
talked about
TSM
them.
and
Yeah.
C9, which I'm sure it's going to be brought up again today, because today we'll bring up our preseason power rankings, and our picks for the Super Week that starts Friday, June 17th, and goes to Sunday, June 19th. Which on Sunday after the games are all over, we're gonna record, go over our reactions, and then set our picks for the following week. We're probably gonna do our picks live, I feel, unless we want to save them, because that might be how we do it, right?
I mean, I'm down.
Yeah,
Wait,
good.
Might as well do our picks for the next week live while we're recording.
I mean, no reason not to.
Yeah, because we won't. People won't see what our predictions are prior to the next set of games. So yeah. So next time, for whoever shows up, you get to see a live picks going on. So kind of teeing off of past freaking podcast and the LCS, there have been some roster changes.
Mid-season roster changes? No way. Done
You
this
know,
way.
I honestly think that the majority of these are for the better, but it doesn't really make too much difference, with some exceptions. I don't know. I was unsurprised, but not really thrilled with the roster moves either.
I mean, some of them interesting, some of them kind of whatever, right? You said you got some, Pen?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Updated.
Yeah, they're current as of June 7th. So let's start with C9. Summit, Winsome, and Isles are out. Fudge is going back to top lane. Jensen is returning to the C9 mid lane. And Sven is support.
Rip Isles, dude. He got brought in to cover for Winsome, and he just got booted from the team afterwards. Like, come on, that's some bull.
Right.
I'm not sure if he got full booted or kicked down back to the academy team.
He's back in the academy, hip hip hooray, but like, yeah.
Which with that for Cloud9, right? Do we think that Sven is going to be able to pull off the switch?
I do.
He's support,
like,
right?
Oh no. Sven was AD.
Sven
like,
was AD.
I
He's
think he'll
support
be
now.
fine.
Yeah, he's support now. He was AD. I would say that's probably one of the easier transitions. That one's not too bad. Like, you already have an idea on how the lane runs and how the lane operates. I feel like the biggest challenge is coordinating with your jungler at that point, as well as like kind of post lane phase, getting the roams down, being comfortable with that stuff. But like actually in the lane, it doesn't change a whole lot for him.
So getting the roam time because that was going to be big.
I mean, or maybe they do something different. Who knows? But I know
They could.
It was something that uh, LS had theorized would happen based on his knowledge of the inner workings of the team at the time. So I don't know. I don't know if this is a good change, a bad change, but it seems apparently like it was a necessary change. So I don't really know quite what to think about the Sven portion of it. Jensen coming in was kind of inevitable. He was the only one that was going to be able to uh, quite bring what they were looking to bring, I think. Because they couldn't get it out of Fudge. And they were downgrading top laners already.
I'm trying to think of the potential mid lane pool that they could have chosen from. I guess he is kind of the overall best pick. But do you think he was also picked because, you know, he already worked with Cloud9, or maybe they went for someone higher that was like, no, I'm good.
I don't know
not
of
coming
anyone
over."
else that you could pull in. And I mean, he worked with Cloud9, but what Cloud9? I don't know what this Cloud9 even looks like right now. So I don't know. I mean, we still have Berserker there, right? Did Berserker's English suddenly get like miles better?
True.
I don't know.
Which,
So we don't really know how that works out.
Which right now too, the rumor with Berserker is he lost his visa and his passport while they were boot camping in Korea. It came from LS's stream, which means since he does not have them, he has to reapply for them, and he won't be with the team until like mid-split.
Rough. I mean, it makes you wonder how, you know,
So
how something like
I'm
that happened.
highly curious on what Cloud9 is going to be doing if the rumor about Berserker is correct, which, I mean, it's just a matter of, do you believe LS or do you not? At this point, I feel like I do, because he's probably been helping all the, like Fudge and stuff while they've been boot camping out there, since he can actually like
I mean,
show up.
he's been super accurate on stuff so far. Like I said, he was the only one talking about Sven going to support as being the obvious choice, and so him popping in there, I don't think many other people were thinking that that would be a move that would happen.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is I'm going to be super interested to see what the actual lineup is going to be for the first day.
I feel it almost has to be Sven.
Which
as
by the
AD
way,
carry, which would
it
be
says
weird.
Isles and Winsome full left. They're not even
They
on
did
the
full leave.
academy team. Yeah.
They're gone.
So I don't know what they're gonna have to do or what shakeups are gonna happen. So we'll see. You know, maybe they because what King played for Sven, right? When they took Sven out at AD carry. What was it, 8 years ago? So maybe they bring King up and they have King Sven bot lane.
I mean, I don't know because I don't know who they brought into their academy roster because Sven was playing AD on their academy roster as part of the
So they have
large
King
structural
and
shift.
King and Wixie are their two bot laners on academy right now. So that's why I said maybe they bring up King.
Maybe King because I don't know it would feel weird, I would imagine, to try to
Because at this point,
Sven to play AD.
Yeah, because if you've been boot camping for the support role, for months, it doesn't make sense to be like, hey, I need you to play AD carry for like half the split and then switch back over to support. It really doesn't. I think you kind of need him to stay in that spot for somewhat of a stability and for him to keep learning and understanding more support, I guess.
Again, I think that's probably the better call, is to keep, because no offense to AD carries right now, they're still not in a super strong state, I guess. Like, I like not nearly as much as what your jungle like your top side of your.
I don't know. With the durability patch, I think that AD becomes way more important now.
Yeah, but it also becomes much easier to play the ADs that are good in that. Like, I don't think.
But
Yeah, when you think of
mean,
what AD carries like are strong in those, you're not seeing a whole lot of. You're seeing more positioning, less mechanics, and your team being able to work around that. So I think them working together well, it will be stronger than like it would be better than having a super strong AD carry.
Hmm. Well, we'll see
I
what
mean,
happens.
if you have both, like because
If
the
you have
thing
both,
was
it's
like
great. Like that's
'cause
ideal.
Berserker was the best team fighting AD carry last year. He just was. He was absolutely bonkers. He was insane.
Which just leans more into keep Sven where you're at. When you do get Berserker, it's just going to be all that more,
Yeah.
potent.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, because if they're able to
Because it's not like
expedite
their
or-
it's not like their top half exactly needs like a overhaul to be good, right? Like you
Yeah.
got Fudge, Blabber, Jensen. Like
yeah, it'll just be interesting to
to be
see.
fair, top jungle that's kind of feast or famine. But
Because we've seen Blabber work with Jensen. We know Blabber can work with Fudge. It'll just be interesting to see the dynamic between Fudge and Jensen. So Cloud9 will be very interesting next split. You got some more roster shakeups.
CLG changed one role. Jenkins is out of top lane. They're bringing Dokla back.
I mean, it's an upgrade, but
That's
like
their one roster swap.
it's an upgrade, but it doesn't really amount to anything in my opinion.
I don't think it saves this team in particular.
No, it
Like
doesn't.
their bot lane is crazy good. Like maybe the meta actually saves the team. I don't know. Their bot lane was crazy good. I liked their bot lane, but the rest of their team was shit.
Yeah, we'll have
Alright,
to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, maybe that is the saving grace. Is like, hey, this meta fits you well, but that's never played well. In the past is this meta
Yeah.
fits you well now. What does this actually look like towards like the
Yeah.
end
Yeah,
of the
because I mean,
season though?
the
When
problem
you
is
have
like
to play.
the meta fits you well, but like think about it, right? You've got Han Sama and Core JJ. You've got Sven and Berserker. You go down the line. You've got
FBI, who he
yeah. I mean, you've got more than enough competent bot lanes.
Yeah.
so
Ooh. I've seen some of
Alright,
the roster changes coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
Next up.
Next up, we have Dignitas. They're dropping Fake God, picking up Gamsu from 100 Thieves Academy. Yeah, I don't have much to say on this one.
that's
I don't. Has he
Weird.
gotten
Okay.
It's
LCS
I-
starts, or has it just been Academy starts? I
I've-
can't remember
Gamsu's
if
been a
he's-
long time.
Yeah,
He's
Gamsu's
been a long time, but has he gotten an actual start?
No, what I'm saying is it's been a long time since he's been at pro level, past academy.
I want to say
Yeah,
is
yes,
he-
he has LCS starts.
Let's see.
In
He
his
keeps
history, he does.
flopping- He
Yeah.
keeps flopping back and forth between League and Overwatch, right?
Yes.
Was
Yes.
his thing.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
makes
the
it hard if you're not
last-
as dedicated, but
The last non-Academy team looks like it was Fnatic, and that was back in 2015.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, it has
That
been
was,
a
that was,
while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to say. Maybe that's a good pick for them. Maybe some sort of stability for Dignitas on the top lane. Maybe they wanted to get away from the fake god carry. Maybe Gamsu can do the same. Who knows? A wild card top lane for Dignitas, in my opinion.
I also
'Cause
think
I haven't
don't-
seen much.
Well,
I think of any org that's managed to pick up like, oh, I'm not positive on this and do well with it. Dignitas has done well with just like some random pickups, a lot. Like it's just as an organization, I think they're pretty good at
like I don't know.
incorporating new pick.
I
new
feel that
pickups.
this is at worst a side grade. I really don't see it as possible to be a downgrade on Fake God.
No, I think that's just because I feel like it wasn't. Neither I think are breaking the meta at the moment.
Yeah.
Neither of them are like, oh my god, this is just what do we do?
This is just letting me know I need to catch some Academy games from time to time. Just so I can
How much
see,
LCS can we watch in a season? Go.
like just
All of
pick a couple games here or there, because Gamsu wild card. I mean, we don't know truly what he's capable of. especially
Yeah,
at the
no, for sure.
LCS level. So
I don't think that it's from what we saw from Fake God. I don't think that there's any way it's a downgrade. Like you would have to be a truly proficiently terrible top laner to be worse than Fake God last year.
You
or
have to
last
play
You'd have
top
to be
lane.
Pendle.
I don't know, Ben. I think you still got me beating top lane. It's bad. Like I've got 2, and those are the only 2 you have to worry about. And
Is
even
it
then,
Panda with a Fiora ban? Is that what we're
Panda
looking at here?
Panda with a Fiora and Ribbon Band, please. Yep. Rip. So, but
wild card in my opinion. Well,
I feel
super
like
invested.
I feel like Dignitas in and of itself is a wild card. Like that's just how they operate.
Very much. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Golden Guardians, they're dropping Lost and picking up Stixay in his place.
So your boy's getting
Oh,
Stixay Olay in the bot lane.
like a 10th chance. How do you?
my buddy, he's in there again, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's
He's
good,
like-
ain't he? Can't, like,
Is he like a bad penny? He just never goes away.
not bad. Leave him alone. He just when he has somebody good there, he's consistent. Like
Maybe that's what they're looking for dropping Lost. Maybe it's going to be a tough. I don't know. Is that an upgrade? Hard to say.
I think that's a I think it's a potential upgrade. Like I no, it's not an upgrade, but it's like consistency. It's not an upgrade. But
This could be one of those things where we start kind of seeing a more of the consistent 80 carries coming back with the potential like safetiness if a lot of teams are switching to the top meta that we saw from MSI. So maybe that's the change we see for Golden Guardians.
No one got anything else? Any last thoughts on GGs before we move on? No? All right. Next is Immortals. So we'll start with who is getting the drop. Xerxes is out from the jungle. Wild Turtle is out from ADC, and Destiny is out from support. In the jungle, it looks like they're picking up Kenvi, who's a transfer from Oceania or LMS, one of the two.
LMS.
They picked up Lost, and they grabbed Ignar for the bot lane support.
okay, so I don't care what you say, and yes, I understand this is going to be a like straight bias. That's an upgrade in the bot lane. I don't care what you say.
For Immortals.
So, yeah.
Over Turtle? Yeah, probably
Turtle.
Turtle.
Oh no.
Arrow.
It's well no. Here's the thing. Like I will say that Arrow started performing, but like it almost doesn't really matter. I'd say that Lost is probably better overall than either Turtle or Arrow, and Ignar is way better than Destiny. At least should be.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
was gonna say-
Ignar's a huge upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't really know about the Kenvi pickup. Like I don't know if it's really better or worse than Xerxes, who's probably their best player.
That
I wonder
that
if it's
one, I'm
less-
not positive.
I wonder if it's more or less Xerxes, not saying we didn't work out. It's more like him going, "This is bullshit. I'm out."
Yeah, it might be the latter. But
Is-
like I do know that if PoE has another year like he did last year, then it doesn't really matter what this team does. They're just gonna lose. Like the mid lane pool was so weak in the region, and he was one of the worst performing mid laners. It was so shameful to watch. Like there was no way for Immortals to win a game. It was literally impossible.
fair.
Very
But-
fair.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you're scraping the bottom of already pretty shallow pool, it's not a good.
Well, I mean, there's no one
Feeling.
to upgrade PoE with. You know, unless you decide to just try out an academy mid laner and go, all right,
I
maybe this works
mean,
out.
I mean, that might have been the play.
It might have
It
been.
might have been.
I think Tamonte could be reasonable. Give him a shot again.
I feel bad for Demonte because I do
I
feel
do,
like he kind of got shafted.
He
I feel
really
like
did.
I feel like he kind of got shafted. He deserved better than he got.
He really did. I don't know if he's still trying though, or if he just decided to retire. So
I
may
mean,
not see him again.
DeMonte, right?
Yeah.
Let's
are you,
see.
you
He is
find
currently the positional coach for CLG
yeah, that's
and
where everyone
substitute
goes
mid
to
laner
die.
for the academy. Yep.
That's where he goes to die. You just...
Yep. That's where you go to die. Like
Being positional
be
coach.
be a positional coach, specifically on CLG. Let's call that one what it is.
All right. So we've got one, at least according to my list, one last NA roster swap. You got
Also,
TSM.
like none of
Oh,
this is
go ahead.
locked in at this point, correct? Like they still
Most of
have.
these are locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
most of these are locked.
These are pretty
Okay.
locked. Yeah.
Next, we have TSM dropping, was it Kaiduo, their mid
Yeah.
laner,
Yeah.
and picking up Maple.
That
That's
just makes TSM such a wild card.
I don't know. Like it's weird because like the problem was that as a team they were just so terrible last year or last split.
Mhm.
Feels like a year, but the last split they were just so bad as a team. And then you look and go, but like honestly, if they had a better mid lane, what does the game look like? At least you get Let Speaka do something.
give him someone to play around.
But they're running back the bot lane. They're
Yeah.
putting back in the person that they flamed as being the problem. I don't know how this goes, dude.
Who were they flaming? Were they flaming the support or were
They're
they
a
flaming
support,
the
yeah.
tank?
Shinyi.
Yeah.
Shin Yi.
Maybe I don't know. TSM 100% is a 50-50 in my book for sure.
But like the thing is, if there is a way to win, it may be just by abusing the overall weak status of mid lane. So that may mean that like Maple, maybe he just comes in and is like, just like dicking on kids. Maybe that happens.
Yeah, because I mean,
Well,
PoE, Blue, Palafox. I mean, even Jensen. We don't know how Jensen's going to hold up because he took a year off. Well,
And he wasn't looking that good when he was a year on. So like it was
it wasn't
it was not good.
like oddly enough, I think this is like JoJo's like split. Like if he wants to do something, this is his best chance.
Oh yeah,
to look
no, for sure.
fucking
For
phenomenal.
sure.
yes.
Like
Because like
as much absolute like come back to NA, take a shower, get some of the faker shit off you because you just got dutied on for a while, and play. Like this would be his split to kind of showcase kind of what he can do, if any.
and really what I feel right now is like kind of a takeaway that I'm looking at is like it feels as if mid lane is the one that you need to win hard by yourself. Like as a player, you just need to be able to win mid lane. Like you look at the jungle pool is actually pretty good in NA. You look at your top teams.
Saying that
look
like you
through-
have to. Oh, I mean, sometimes your jungler could just win you a mid.
Yeah, sure. But like imagine if you can win it yourself and he can go somewhere else.
Oh, 100%.
I'm
Like,
just saying
that's
like
great
Or
to
the
be able
mid
to-
wins it and roams with the jungler.
if there ever were like just a split or series of splits to be like the best mid laner, like hands down, if you could come in and just start murking people or put in enough pressure that you always have priority, then there's so much that you can do and you can affect with the way the game is right now, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
what I would like to see more than anything is less of him just straight up bullying laners, because I wholeheartedly believe that he can just by the pool itself, but setting himself up like not mechanically, sure he's good. I want to see the macro and the micro play, like how many times like you saw that just in MSI mid laners putting lanes in these awkward positions in mid lane. If he can also pick that strategy up just from coming back from MSI, he's going to be like ridiculous. I think like mechanically, I think he's really strong and can compete with any of them. And if he can get that like lane pressure style and putting pressure on that causes weird like out positions by other mid laners, it'll be even that much better.
Yeah, for sure. I just, yeah, man, it's so awkward because like you look at players that are in here, and you should expect this should be, for NA at least, pretty contested mid lane. But it does not feel like that at all. Because Bjergsen just didn't look good coming back. And PoE looked trash even on his signature champions. Like the best mid laner was Tukui. I feel that the best mid laner was Tukui by a decent margin, actually.
Yeah.
And it is gonna be a little bit weirder though because of the way the meta is changing. It opens up for a little bit more interesting mid laners. Whether or not we see like some of these like
Maybe
Gallios and things
maybe
like
some
that are
interesting
just
picks.
like not as
Yeah, maybe some interesting mid lane picks will pop up.
back to like freaking Predator Gallio in the mid lane.
Yeah, the Predator Veigar that's been popping up.
So some of the weird ones that are
So we'll also talk on some of the other regions roster swaps because a couple of them are pretty interesting. If you want to talk about it, probably speak up. But we'll probably if you kind of just want to go down the list, and then if we're like, oh, that's interesting.
I just want to say, congratulations on, I believe it's Damwon, right? That picked Noguri back up.
Yeah, Damwon
Congrats.
picked up Nuguri back up.
Congrats, Damwon. That's actually like a huge fucking pickup. Huge pickup for them.
Yeah, Nogri, Canyon, Showmaker, Decodam, and Kellen. So Donwan can potentially ruffle some T1 feathers.
Like usual.
I mean, at the
Let's
same
see.
time, LCK hasn't started, right? It's just been LPO. Is T1 going to continue the dominance that before the MSI?
Oh, T1 lost Zeus, didn't they? No, it wasn't T1. It was not T1 didn't lose Zeus. It was RNG.
RNG
gave up,
traded Ben for
Ben, that's what it was,
breath or breathe. They traded.
Yeah,
It was mutual by the players.
Yeah, Ben said he didn't want to be on the team anymore. So
yeah, now he's on some game called Billy Gaming.
Yeah, Billy.
who also let go Uzi, by the way. So Uzi's back out of pro play again. Sad about
Yeah,
that.
they're fielding Doggo as their main ADC now.
Well, no, they had been before. Even
Was
before
Uzi
that,
filling?
he was the main ADC even before that.
Which
The Uzi thing was like a PR move.
Oh
yeah. So Niski joined Mad Lions.
They dropped Reeker for it.
That's a huge upgrade. Holy crap!
Speaking of
Visasachi's back in the league.
Yeah, speaking of Xerxes, him and Visachashi are joining Astralis.
Yeah, they're dropping White Knight, Zanzar, and Promiscu.
Yeah,
and their support pickup is what, Zhang Hun.
Yeah. So maybe the Xerxes thing was what I don't like NA and give me back to the
Get me out of this this dumpster fire of a region in the solo queue.
Get me out of Immortals? I would agree with that, man. Like 1,000,000%.
That too.
Selfmades not starting for Team Vitality. Harubo, whoever that is.
Well, gummy bears.
Let's see. I don't know if there's a whole lot of other really interesting ones I've picked up from the other regions.
No, I think we kind of
Not that I could see.
we kind of.
The funny one was the bin one.
Yeah. Yeah, like we're done. See ya. Yeah, it looks like Harubu is just like an up and coming newbie. So, Interesting for them. Alrighty. So, with all of those swaps and changes in mind, which I know some of us did not know about most of those prior to deciding on a preseason power ranking.
You could have just called me out on that. You could have just said.
All right,
Hey.
right. We should change that one so he doesn't feel like he's being targeted. To those of us who went to Florida last week,
I did. Yeah, I was a little disconnected from it all. So
Yeah, I was really.
there you go. I
real
got you,
quick.
Kurt. I got you.
Yeah.
Haru,
appreciate it.
they signed, just real quick, Haru and Bo are two different players.
Okay.
Bo is coming from Fun Plus Phoenix,
Okay.
and Haru, where's he coming from?
Almost took out my toes.
He is coming from X7 Esports. The last major team he might have played, Hanwha Life, back in 2019.
Gotcha. Okay.
Chaos Latin Gamers.
Interesting. So, I'm gonna pull up the power rankings. We're gonna go over everybody's 1 through 10s for their preseason power rankings. It's wild. I've seen all of them. It's gonna be a very interesting discussion with some of the teams. And we're still fine-tuning, kind of a point system, because we will keep track of our picks and stuff throughout the season, and we will come up with, punishment for last place. So, and the
I'll start
preseason power
preparing
rankings
myself.
could form a factor in that point system. So, we'll have to see how that goes. But without further ado, this is the current
Can
preseason power. Yeah, you guys can pull it up now.
Oh, it almost looks like professionals in this shit.
we did things.
So, we'll just kind of go down the list and then we'll talk about the placement. So, save your comments on how everybody has their 1 through 10s until we've kind of gone down the list. And then we'll kind of have the conversation of, why certain picks didn't get put as high as others. So myself, 1 through 10 goes Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, EG, Cloud9, Golden Guardians, Dignitas, TSM, FlyQuest, CLG, Immortals. Daisy, TL, EG, Cloud9, 100 Thieves, TSM, Golden Guardians, FlyQuest, Dignitas, Immortals, CLG. Penn, or Pendelhaven, went TL, Cloud9, EG, 100 Thieves, TSM, Immortals, Dignitas, Golden Guardians, FlyQuest, CLG. And Sulking Panda, or Kurt, went 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, EG, Cloud9, TSM, FlyQuest, Immortals, CLG, Golden Guardians, and Dignitas.
I want to say one thing. Proud of you. I would have fucked up somewhere in there.
I was trying really hard not to mess up.
I don't know.
reading those
After
off.
hearing your rankings, I think you did fuck up somewhere.
Yeah?
After hearing
Is
mine.
it the TSM?
Yeah, it may be.
So, first off, we'll point out the obvious. Curtis, you're the only person that didn't put TL as winning the summer split.
I did.
You put
feel like
100 Thieves,
100
Daisy's
Thieves.
favorite organization right now.
Yes. My favorite.
favorite.
Is there any?
Well, as much as like Daisy's gonna jump at me, I feel like the setup they have has a lot of potential to do really well. In particularly like this meta, I think they'll start off pretty strong, and I think that they'll be able to continue that. In my opinion, I think towards the end of the last season, especially in like the tournament setting, they looked really good. EG going to MSI was a surprise for me. So I expect them to continue that momentum, and I'm not playing into the TL always wins or split bullshit. So even though it's warranted, so
So
I mean, not really. Like 100 Thieves won
Oh,
it last
Thieves
year.
won last
so
year.
yeah, they did.
so before Dais's comments, because Penn also put 100 Thieves at fourth. What was kind of your mindset on putting them that low compared to Curtis putting them at first?
Really, just kind of looking. After watching last season, I could see where they were consistent, and definitely see where they kind of fell short from the high points they had last summer. They looked good. It's kind of, I liked what I saw with EG at MSI. They performed well for being such a young group going in besides Impact, and I'm giving some hope for the Jensen factor turning around C9's abysmal.
Keeping in mind that Jensen did not look that strong going out.
No, but I'm hoping that it was more of he's at heart a franchise player, so he really just didn't try his best at TL because he looked like shit.
Yeah, I mean, Jensen and I wouldn't say Bjergsen in his year before he was like, I'm switching to coach, looked too horribly bad, but the drive didn't seem to be there for either of them in the year before they decided to, stop playing or got dropped from a team, not picked up by another team.
I mean, Bjergsen, yeah, I don't know. The Worlds was the sad thing because like the Worlds performance from that team was just abysmal. But like Bjergsen specifically, personally, was doing amazingly well going through playoffs because he like hard carried that team. He hard carried that team through playoffs on their first place run.
Yeah, and that could have been what drained him. He was like, I'm done with this. I can't do it anymore.
I can't. I wish I could find the meme again. There's a meme where it's it was like their last game at Worlds, right? And Spica had been screwing up all Worlds. Like he and Broken Blade had just been like horribly messing up. And he finishes the last game, and Spica he's like, well, oh well. And you just look and you see Bjergsen. He's just hard staring at him for like a minute, just like, you motherfucker. It was, oh man, I don't know. It just, I don't know. That's why it was 100 Thieves. The reason I have them at fourth, personally,
Yeah.
is I feel that's where they should have been in spring if you had the teams playing where they were supposed to be playing. I mean, I will say that Cloud9 got figured out and apparently didn't have the team capability to make it through without LS. That's gonna be my take on it. Is they couldn't make it through without LS, and they topped out potentially farther than they should have. After everything shook out. But
C9 became very cookie cutter.
yeah, and so cookie cutter in point of fact that if you just put all 5 bands onto Summit, they couldn't function.
Yeah.
But honestly, the thing is that I don't see that happening again. And 100 Thieves look the same to me last split as they did in summer of 2021. They didn't falter, but they didn't improve either. Their drafting was still the same. They were still making the same pitfalls in that, and how they won games was still pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I don't see any improvements coming from the team, and that is the reason why I don't think the rest of the league is able to beat them, but I don't think that they can win unless blunders happen from everyone else. Which, I mean, we saw in spring. It happened to get them there,
Yeah.
but once any other team found their footing, they slaughtered them. Like, EG absolutely just crushed them.
No, what's funny is that those were more the reasons that I put him in second, is because they kept the, you know, consistency in their draft. They kept consistency in their team fighting. Yes, there were holes and patches that they needed to fill, and in the games they would either catch the enemy team doing something stupid and they would capitalize on it, or some, you know, like something crazy would happen and they would end up winning more of the games than what they should have. And that's kind of why I kept them at second, because realistically, outside of Cloud9, 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, and EG, they haven't changed anything from the rosters. It's going to be, as far as I'm tracking, it's all same people that started last split into the split. So I just kind of kept it with the consistency that 100 Thieves can have, has the potential for ending the split. Because this is all, because like I told Curtis, and I don't know if you guys kind of went into that mindset, might have needed to be clear, this is just the split. This isn't like overall. This isn't, because we're going to have our own predictions for like the playoffs and who goes to Worlds and stuff.
I still think that this is probably, with maybe the exception of EG, like EG could be first, they could be fifth.
Yeah.
But I think that more likely than not, you're not going to see the poor performance from JoJo that you did at the start of the last split, where they had to go on that decent run there at the tail end. Otherwise, they were almost out of playoff.
Yes. Which, speaking of EG, we pretty much have EG in the second and third slot. I think we're kind of expecting them to come back from MSI, take kind of the stuff that they've learned and apply it. But for like myself, I don't know if it's going to be enough to beat the teams higher than them, even though they had the really good playoffs. And it kind of took the playoffs and like the end of the split for them to show what they could do. So it's just a matter of if they can keep that going into the summer split. So I kind of kept them at third for mine, which outside of yourself, Daisy, everybody kind of slotted them in third, potentially for the same reasoning.
Yeah. I banked on JoJo being strong in a very weak mid lane pool from where things were last split. That's what I was banking on really when I made them second as opposed to making them third.
I have a hard time, like, and a lot of people have a lot of faith from people coming back from MSI, and repeatedly they've struggled
Tank
coming
the first
back.
few weeks.
They take a few weeks coming back, and whether that's from, they didn't have all this time that the other teams did to prepare for the upcoming season, or, you know, MSI showcasing some weaknesses definitely towards the tail end of it. That tends to be just the norm. You come back from MSI, struggle a little bit, and I think after the poor showing, like how hard they had to fight to even go, do I really think MSI leveled them up so much that they're just gonna topple everybody here? No.
Yeah.
I just don't see that being the case.
Which all of us stayed pretty consistent in our top fours. We have 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, EG, Cloud9. Those are our top fours. And I think it'll probably stay roughly that way. I think one of our most inconsistent pick for the top four, outside of, I guess we have two inconsistent picks, is 100 Thieves, which we talked about, and Cloud9. So, Penn, you have them as second.
Oh, God. See how that one plays out.
Well, as I said, I'm banking a bit on Jensen showing back up, and really more or less Fudge is back in the lane he's supposed to be in, and where his champion picks aren't limited to like Victor and Corky.
In a meta where I think I don't foresee, especially at the beginning, teams playing a whole lot outside of some pretty boring top lanes. I don't see a whole lot being focused up there early on.
Me and you put him at fourth, but my reasoning was if the rumors about Berserker are correct and he's not going to be with the team for a few weeks, I struggle to kind of put them in the top 3 because I'm just unsure of what they're going to be able to pull off for team comps or, with Sven switching into the bot lane, which I think is, potentially a great idea. And I probably would have put him in the top 3 if, they were going to guarantee to have their 5 through the entire split.
Yeah, when I put them at 3, I actually thought Berserker was here for week 1. I didn't realize that he was not, so I didn't pay attention to rumor mill on that
Which
one.
I think me and Lake did talk about, and he even said, I don't think Daisy is aware that that is a possibility.
Yeah.
But
Otherwise,
So-
I probably would put them at 4th. However, I'm fine with 3rd either way. I mean,
Daisy
I
won't
still
put 100
think it's
Thieves up 1. That's the
well,
problem.
no.
It's not he won't put him
It's-
down.
it's-
He won't.
here's I understand. Honestly, because I told Lake this too. I was flipping a coin as to whether I thought it was going to be Cloud9 4th or 100 Thieves 4th.
Yeah.
And the end issue that I've got, besides the fact that he will still insist on picking freaking Set multiple times, when the enemy support hasn't been chosen.
Yeah, the blind pick set.
It's just, I hate it. They're going to continue to do it, but that's my thing. It's just they continue to do the exact same thing over and over and over again. Now, if they make some improvements, then hip hip hooray. I could see them going farther, but I just, they're so cookie cutter. I just don't see it progressing. I can't see it.
Yeah.
And I think that other teams have a higher ceiling, especially teams like Cloud9 and such. And I think you'll see that as the season goes on. Like, I think that what Curtis said is probably correct. I think that you're going to have 100 Thieves start really strong, but I do think that they're going to falter, and they're going to falter pretty hard.
Extremely possible, and we'll have to see if they do anything in the summer split. See if the meta shifted better in their favor or something. We'll just have to wait and see. So this is where the shakeup really happens in our power rankings.
Who believes in the
Is
power
the-
rankings, truthfully?
Is the bottom 6. Top 4s, we all have the same 4. Regardless of their positions.
Yeah,
we all
one
said-
form or another. Right.
We said TL, 100 Thieves, EG, Cloud9, that's our top 4 in the league. The rest of the picks. So I'm the only one that did not believe in the potential hype of TSM with the Maple pick.
I don't believe in TSM. I just believe in Maple being able to just
Yeah, Maple has to
literally
hard
just
carry.
shove a lot of gold down the throats of other people. Like the mid laners in this, unless something changed, the mid laners are the biggest weak spot in the region. It's laughably abysmal.
Yes. So my reasoning for not bringing them up to 5th, like everybody else did, was even with Maple coming over, even with the mid laners being the way they are right now, how well is Maple going to be able to fit into the team right away? Is there potentially going to be a headbutting situation between Maple and Hooney or Hooney?
Huni
Huni
in
is
the
the top laner.
Is there potentially going to be a headbutting going on? Because he can be vocal on his picks.
I heavily doubt it because
Spica,
Huni has been.
It's going to come
seen,
down to the meta. It's going to come down to what NA is trying to switch to for the meta, especially after seeing what happened in MSI and the potential patches and stuff that we're going to be on. But even though Maple is a extremely strong mid laner, are they going to be able to make it work is the question. and that's why I didn't push them up. I
Yeah,
gave
no,
them an
I
extra
get that.
spot. I moved them
If-
up a little bit, but
If this were a region that wasn't North America, I might say, yeah, I don't know if they can do it, and I would have put them lower. But as we saw with, I don't think he's going to have like summit levels of domination. So I'm going to use this comparison, but it's not going to be 100% accurate. We saw Summit literally just like turn the entire game on its head whenever he wasn't banned out, focused down heavily. And even when he was focused down heavily, like half the time, he still did it anyways. I think that mid lane is an easier to exploit role than top lane is. Because it's easier to get other people to that lane on roam timings. As opposed to the bot to top lane, which was like the biggest issue there, where they just decided they were going to get advantages elsewhere on the map. So I just think that there is a definite world in which one person on the opposing team can't play the game, and that team has no earthly idea how to play the game without one person. Because we saw them collapse so many times when one person was just taken out of the game. And so I don't mean to think that, you know, I don't mean to suggest they're going to be undefeated with the teams that are kind of like on the lower half of the bracket, but I do think that there's a really good chance they win way more often than they don't. And that is just because Spica is good enough. And if he has someone competent to go with, then I think that works out. But again, obviously you do have potential language issues and whatnot, but Huni's not a very combative person. That's like the one thing that's been touted about him throughout the entirety of his career, is that he's like the easygoing person. And so like his change in playstyle and whatnot, he just viewed it as being better for the team. So it's fine, you know, he'll do what needs to be done. That's why I don't think there's a big issue there. In terms of like on the top side of the map, I would imagine that Maple's probably going to be the one getting resources.
Which is going to be interesting, because even with like the LPL games that have been going on, and like the collegiate games, because I was watching some of those recently, it's still a very top heavy focus style right now. So that's why I said it's going to be extremely interesting to see what type of meta that NA tries to go with. Because at the same time, we copy Korea very heavily, or LPL, because, you know, they're the strongest. So
I just hope that if they do try to copy someone again, they just go back to copying Korea, because apparently we don't understand dives and such. So we like copying China is not.
we don't understand
not
the
working.
constant, you know, if it's not a kill per minute, it's not a game.
If you weren't killing somebody, were you even playing?
So obviously our bottom six are like extremely all over the place. So I'm just gonna kind of go over like very
we'll just do brief stuff, I guess.
key differences. Like Immortals. Immortals is Penn's 6th, Curtis is 7th, Daisy's 9th, and mine 10th. I believe they ended last split in last.
Yes, technically. Because I think they were tied with TSM, but TSM had the tiebreaker.
No, TSM was in like 7th.
Oh,
Or
really?
8th. Yeah, 7th or 8th.
Oh, they're 8th. Yeah. Because they were down there. It was like CLG. Was it CLG in Immortals?
I believe so.
Yeah, TSM and Immortals were both 5 and 13. CLG was 6 and 12.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was. So TSM only had they had tiebreaker over Immortals. That's why they were 9th.
Yep.
Yeah. But the biggest jump that was given was Penn, to have them go from 10th to 6th.
So yeah, that was straight up because of bot lane massive upgrade.
What was that?
Because I did
upgrade
this
again?
after looking at roster slots.
This is where they
Going
got.
from Wild Turtle and Destiny to Lost and Ignar.
Lost and Ignore, but is it? I could see like
And I'll be honest, I didn't ponder too heavily on my bottom 5 because it's always a coin
Yeah.
flip who's going to go where in the bottom 5. I was setting my top 5.
At the same time, with the power rankings, you kind of have to go with like your first gut instinct and just go with it. But it's still kind of interesting to see, with Golden Guardians and Dignitas, in FlyQuest, they were decent teams that were showing up each week. That didn't make huge roster changes. So it's very interesting to see that huge, spot jump from 10th to 6th.
Yeah, I just thought that even though I think that over the course of the split, bot's going to become more important. Just like how when everyone played Cloud9, the top side of the map they focused because the only way they won was through top. Well, I think if you exploit the top half of Immortals map, they'll just crumble because their top half is so absolutely abysmally weak. I don't know how they survive the majority of people just going through the top side of the map.
Yeah, for Immortals. I think I kind of just left them in 10th because I don't know if they're really going to make that much of an improvement, especially with like TSM picking up Maple, some decent roster changes from the other teams. I just don't know if what they've done is going to do enough to pull them out of there. And then the biggest one, the next one, Dignitas. I have them as my 6th, and Curtis has them as his 10th.
Oof.
Yeah.
What did they do to you?
Outside
an
of
org again.
They became an organization again. They existed. So I have just like, and every time I see this team play, I'm just like, why do you exist? It's just Dignitas in the LCS feels like just a bunch of friends that are doing whatever they want. They don't ever seem, they do off the wall wonky shit, and it works sometimes, it doesn't work other times, and I don't like watching the play. I don't think that they will find much of a footing. I think if they pick up games, it's going to be ones that are just, okay, what the actually happened in this game. But maybe they do surprise. I was just saying earlier, Dignitas does some really wonky stuff with some of the like wild card people they just pick up. But like, what was they picked up who in the mid lane?
Their mid lane didn't change. They changed Fate God for Gamsu in the top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they have River in the jungle, Blue mid, Neo ADC, and Biofrost support.
So I'm just looking at that and like Daisy's sort of like, okay, well, what does Immortals do on the top side of the map? What does Dignitas do anywhere?
I mean, honestly, they played pretty darn well through bot lane last time around. Their jungler is really good. I mean,
River was
got-
impressive.
and that's part of what I've got less question marks about what their actual like strengths are.
So
It's just one of those. It feels like a like every lane almost it has to play above their
fun
standard.
Fun fact for Dignitas, because I was looking at their team, versus other teams' record for last split. They either 2-0'd or they got 0-2'd in the matchups.
Yeah.
There was not a single one.
No in
split.
between.
No, but the team
They either are playing godly or they're just fucking around.
which was super funny because they 2-0'd TSM, they 2-0'd Immortals, 2-0'd CLG, and they 2-0'd 100 Thieves.
Yeah. I mean, like,
So-
I don't have Dignitas high either. Like, I've got them 8. So, like, I just think that they are a little bit better than Immortals.
I
And-
think they're
And like I said, with Golden Guardians and Dignitas jumping up, I mainly did it just the same. I'm gonna repeat the same shit. I don't know how TSM's gonna do. They're gonna be literally a 50-50 at this point. For me, even with Maple coming over, just because I'm super interested in how the top side dynamic's gonna go, and especially with their issues they had in bot lane last split. So it's kind of one of those. I'm just gonna keep Dignitas above TSM. I kind of was rude to FlyQuest and bumped them down a few levels.
It's all right, dude. I nearly put them 8, man.
It just comes down to consistency with them. I think there were a few games kind of like 100 Thieves where it's like, why are you winning or why are you losing this?
Consistency a little bit squishy.
Yeah. So maybe they pull off something and go high. Maybe they go low. So we'll have to see. And then the fun one, right, is CLG. Two of us have them in last place.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like 7th or 8th, 9th, and 10th is where we have them, but Curtis is the one that has them the highest. All
Does
of
that
us,
really come as a surprise?
Fanboy. Oh my god. Are we
the rest of us
serious?
said, yeah,
You
they're.
put Dig last, and you have CLG 8. Get out of here.
He has
dude.
golden. I mean, he has Golden Guardians as 9th. So.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know what? He's gonna be right at the end of the year, and he's like, "Dad, take that."
Take
That's
that.
mine.
CLG was 8th. Take that.
They got in there and they got blasted, dude.
They got 8th. I had just enough faith that I think they're gonna make it, but not enough that they're gonna fuck it up because as soon as you put any they're like a very small cup, right? If you put a little faith in, it rewards you just a little bit. But if you put too much faith, they just
The
fucking
cup
fold.
tips
It's like a
over,
paper
spills it
cup.
everywhere.
It's
If-
like a paper cup.
If they figure out how to play through bot lane, Poom and Luger were ridiculously good. I was really impressed with them. I thought that they definitely matched up fine in just about anybody, and they were able to edge out advantages in a lot of matchups that I feel that maybe they shouldn't have.
So,
Yeah, because to be fair, there's only 3 teams that they didn't go 1-1 against last split, which was 100 Thieves, Dig, and TL. They went 0-2. Everybody else they split. And went
We're
1-1.
gonna put an asterisk on the C9. I'm sorry, that was just. I don't even want to. Goddamn.
Yeah, everybody, there's a lot of 1-1 splits that happen in NA, which is pretty freaking crazy.
Golden Guardians is the other one that's like, I'm assuming it's got to be some sort of disparity there.
I thought we talked about that one, but
no,
No,
5
no,
and
we
6
fifth,
and 8
sixth,
and 9.
eighth, and ninth.
no, it's a big discrepancy for Golden Guardians. I have them as 5th, Daisy has them as 6th, Penn has them as 7th, and Curtis has them at 8th. So we kind of did that
Actually, we just went
linear.
straight down the line.
Yeah, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
It goes from middle of the pack to I don't know to.
We're playing League or no? So
For me, it's just going to be a dying record. TSM's wild card, Golden Guardians has a potential to stay relatively consistent, maybe pick up an extra game here or there, especially on the teams below them. So it's very possible that they stay 5th because they did end 5th last split. So
I honestly feel like, and it was I feel like Golden Guardians kind of got screwed in the off season. Lost with a downgrade to Stixay. Ugh.
that's an
Oy.
attack on me. That's crazy.
I'm just saying that.
I put them in ninth and they picked up sticks. Like that should say something.
But like Pride Stalker was good. Licorice was good. If we start topside focus, which is where everything still is at the moment, it feels. I think that they are pretty good against a lot of the bottom tier teams. I don't think it pushes them into the upper half, but I do think that they are probably the king of the crap. So
Yes.
They're the best of the worst.
And honestly, they could remain king of the crap too.
Yeah.
Them in FlyQuest, which Curtis left them at 6, and then we kind of like knocked them down a tier. They ended at 5th, but we knocked them down to like 6th, 7th, 8th, or 3, 6, 7th, 8th, 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th. My first fuck up of these power rankings. Thanks, FlyQuest.
If TSM doesn't work out, then I could honestly potentially see I don't know. FlyQuest and Golden Guardians are like flip-flopping for me. So it's possible that FlyQuest could end up 5th if TSM just doesn't work out. Like if the Maple thing for whatever reason just doesn't work out, Maple goes in, he's running it because it's like, all right, well, my team doesn't listen to me. I don't know what they're saying, so F it. I could see something like that potentially just putting them in a position to flip around Golden Guardians, which I figured they might anyways. Because Tukui, like I said, I believe that he was the best performing mid laner this past split. I really do. I think that he played extremely well. Way better than I thought he was going to.
That's true. I think a lot of people potentially wrote him off.
And then you combine that with the bot lane they have. Like Johnson's just a good AD carry, and Afrobu is still really smart, like in his decisions for the most part.
Yeah, Johnson Afromu is a really good combo. They have been for a while. So I think we kind of hit on all the teams. The power rankings are wild. We'll have to see how it plays out at the end of the split. Like I said, there's a potential
CLG in first place.
Well, don't damn them now. Damn.
Is this effectively the podcast cursing?
No, that's
because
just like-
understand, we're Bronzie, so if we say they're going to end up first, it'll happen. That's different.
That's just the right amount of faith.
That paper cup is looking awfully flimsy.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to turn it upside down. Now the water's gone. The paper cup will be fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll all be fine. It's okay. Like, if it doesn't work out, I'm a CLG fan. I'm used to
Wait, is that the
disappointment.
metaphor for CLG fans? They're like, inside of this paper cup holds all of the liquid faith. Oh no, the liquid faith is deteriorating my cup. Dump out the faith. The cup remains. I always have hope that this cup may be filled.
Exactly. Being a
So-
CLG fan, you just brace for disappointment. It's fine.
Yeah, speaking of CLG, so it's really funny. Our bottom 5, the only teams that match up are Daisy and Penn, putting CLG in 10th. That is, our bottom 5s are so all over the place, except for the CLG.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good shit.
This is
That's
wild,
good
dude.
shit.
I'm actually super happy though that our power rankings are so different, diverse.
Yeah.
Someone has to be right at this point, right?
No, that's not true. That's not true. Now that's cursing
Watch
it.
the
That
summer
one's
split.
cursing
Just take
it.
all of our lists and flip them upside down.
Yeah, for all we know,
0
Cloud9
points
is
for
going to be
everybody.
first, and then the downfall is going to happen if that. Like
0 points
know-
for everyone. We all get punished.
Bjergsen decides he's gonna go be an actual hermit. He's done with NA. He's done with League, and he's probably done with people. He just runs off and lives somewhere else.
Down in
Whippo's head
a
gets
van
too
down
big
by
and
the
actually-
river.
Whippo's head gets too big and it just actually explodes.
Yeah, what would really throw it off, you know, is if TSM takes first. Like Maple shows up and they've solved every single flipping macro
Maple hard
and
carries
micro
them and pushes them over the finish
problem
line.
that they've had, and then all of a sudden they're, you know, first place.
Riot changes the rules of the game so that if your name is Santorin, the Baron will always have one more HP than necessary for you to smite.
So this is kind of I guess kind of a random question. If the league decided to carry over the rankings from previous season like they did, was it last year or the year prior?
Yeah, the record.
Would your rankings look more different than what they are? If they had carried
it would
over?
have to by necessity because of EG's abysmal regular season.
I mean, they went 9-9.
Yeah, and you know what? Like the top 3 went like a lot better than that.
They were only 3 games behind 100 Thieves in third.
Yeah, but like most likely like 3 game separation there from second to fourth.
It's rough to cover. I mean, from fourth
I'm pretty sure
to
I dropped
first,
Immortals to last.
That's like a. I think the bottom would.
Now I will say
bottom.
I don't think TSM gets 5th if that's the case.
Hell no, they go back to 9th where they belong this year.
At my point, I might have secured the 7th with them if we carried over.
Yeah, I agree.
I just know CLG places above Immortals.
I would say the EG to the Team Liquid disparity is a lot bigger. That 5 games, that is kind of uncatchable. I'm glad, dude. The one thing that they should have never done was carry over record. It does not work in NA. It should never work in NA. What league carries? Does any of them?
No.
So what?
No,
what,
it was
what
experimental.
the decision.
The decision was to make sure that Spring Split meant something because people were memeing on it, and it's like it doesn't mean anything. And it still doesn't mean anything. What, you go to MSI? Woo.
So, yeah.
I mean, that could
you know
mean
what
something
other
if it wasn't EG that went.
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing, right? How many other teams are like, oh, actually, you know what? We got something. Unfortunately, we have other things to attend to that we'd rather go do, like, win something for our country.
Like Gigabyte Marines did?
Yeah,
like we're gonna go win this other tournament real quick for national pride and stuff. We really don't care about this in the long grand scheme of things. We're gonna send the second place in our stead.
I will.
They're still gonna do decent.
That is true. I will have to say that is one thing that kind of sucks on the NA side, because we see it in the emerging regions that they have more than just the league games.
Yeah,
they have other the national thing that GAM did. They have other tournaments pop up, but like NA, once they created this, they just stopped all of that, and I think that's another reason.
There's still
why
an amateur scene, but you don't hear about it.
No,
I mean, even if there's an amateur scene, like what's the point?
Yeah,
are they
top
whatever
50,
kind of NA talent you can find.
Yeah, reach top 50 or whatever in Challenger, and you might get invited to go do some random games at the studio.
Go to scouting grounds.
And then that way
means
they
nothing.
can sign. They can talk about you, sign you, put you on academy team, and you can
and forget about you till you rot out.
Yeah.
Where is Cat Evolved right now, by the way?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Because he was looking pretty good in freaking Academy.
Yeah, because he got
on TSM.
Oh, yeah, he changed his name to Evolve, didn't he?
I think so.
He is nowhere right now.
Okay, he went back to streaming then, because he was doing the Challenger climb in Korea the same time all the other streamers went. So I didn't know if anything had changed.
Speaking of that, he's live right now, and he's not a part of TSM on his Twitch channel. So
no.
Oh man, that's
he left. He left TSM in December 2020.
That's a shame. I was really hoping that he would he'd make it. That's a shame.
Okay. So the other fun meat and potatoes of the podcast is, like we said earlier, Friday through Sunday, June 17th to June 19th, is the beginning of LCS Summer Split 2022. The Super Week, 3 days, a whole host of games, and we've got our picks in for those days.
Yeah,
Mine are so stock standard. Like if you look at my power rankings and just pick the teams up,
There are
Honestly, I
some.
that's what it is. I'm so
There are
simple.
some where it's like, okay, this team, like we all kind of went the same picks. There are a few games, thankfully, that we're like 50-50 on, so we can kind of make note of those games.
there's some
and-
75-25 splits.
and talk about them. And then we have one
Oh,
person.
there's some pretty like
we have
aggressively
one
notable
person
one.
who
I know.
decided to screw up day 3 picks.
Not
wonder who that
mentioning
could be.
I
names.
think we all know who that is. You'll know because of the rankings that they put in.
And if I'm right, I will be the only one right.
This is true. And right now,
is
you
true.
want to be
Very
right
true.
because we're
He's
still
playing
trying to.
Long Con.
Anybody that's listening, if you want to, post comments or while we're live, hit us with suggestions on what the losers should do at the end of the split. We're definitely still trying to figure out what's going to happen.
But I'm pushing for format right now. I've got most things in a decent spot. I was gonna shoot that to you yesterday, but I got caught up with house stuff. So.
That's fine. But we still got to figure out what the punishment is. If it's recording, a TikTok of you doing something ridiculous out in the world, or if it's like, when you hear NFL leagues or basketball leagues where, you got to sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours, and every pancake or waffle takes an hour off your time that you eat. I think tattoos are kind of off the table just because those cost a lot.
Henna tattoos, dude.
So
Yeah, just go get your face painted.
yeah,
You have to be on to the next stream is like with a cat face.
Oh no, there you go. You can do henna tattoo and then trace over it with permanent marker.
I would say within reason of what your work allows on your face. or else we're
Have to
walking
do it on a
into
weekend.
work.
I don't work.
We're walking into work with a permanent dick on our face.
What a dickhead.
Yeah, anybody
I
who
was,
has
I was just gonna have
suggestions,
like
put it in
I
the
was gonna have
comments.
like a you could just do like cum bucket underneath the nose. So like whenever it's dribbling down, it's filling it up.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll figure out something. We'll probably have it figured out by mid-split, so then it really gets interesting depending on how the
things are
games
sitting.
are going.
All right.
But like I said too, the preseason power rankings will at the end of it play a role in the points as well. So
Yeah.
we've got some interesting concepts that we're trying to do.
And we do want to make this more fun than just your picks or your points.
Yes.
So we're gonna be doing things with the points. You get to use the points to play the game, basically.
Yeah. Which when we finalize that, we can
Yeah,
go over that.
But we don't want it to be just a stock standard who's right, who's wrong. It's
yes,
kind of bland.
there will be the ability to spend points. We'll just let you fantasize about that one.
Yeah.
So day 1, Friday. 5 games. These are the picks that we've all gone through. So they're starting off the day with EG Cloud9, then Golden Guardians, Flag Quest, 100 Thieves, TSM, Immortals, TL, Dignitas, CLG. So, first game, Penn is the only one that took Cloud9 over EG.
MSI brain lag.
MSI brain lag. Okay, and that's how, we did discuss that. It's highly possible.
That's possible. Not
Yeah.
having an 80 carry might be a big
Might
factor
be a
as
big
well.
factor, yeah.
It could be, but honestly, I forgot about that part when I was doing this.
Cloud9
I
plays
didn't even know about it when I did
still
mine,
wins.
so
I
I
remember
Let's go.
Lake and I talked about it sometime during the last week here when we were playing League or Destiny or something, and I completely forgot about it.
It's okay. Golden Guardians Flag Quest. We're 50-50 on this, and I'm gonna point people's power rankings out, even my own. I have
Yeah.
Golden Guardians way ahead of Flag Quest, but I chose Flag Quest over Golden Guardians. Daisy and Penn Golden Guardians, and Curtis Flag Quest.
I have a lot of confidence in the top side of the map, in the matchup. So my thoughts were just going to be that unless the bot lane becomes a factor early enough, I think that Golden Guardians just runs away with it.
And then for mine, Flag Quest and Golden Guardians went 1-1 in the split, so it's obviously very even. So it's just going to come down to the roster changes, and I just kind of put Flag Quest over Golden Guardians, kind of just a gut instinct on that one mainly. Go with your gut, don't overthink it type of situation for me.
There was a couple of those games for the Super Week. What's my gut say? Go with that. Now there's some obvious. This team wins.
Yeah, which the remainder of the games, pretty stock picks except for one person. We got 100 Thieves over TSM. I'm assuming we're all thinking, even though Maple's going to be there, 100 Thieves consistency and non-roster.
I mean, I
don't
don't think week 1 TSM is going to beat 100 Thieves, and I honestly don't know if week 9, or I guess we only get to week 7 now. TSM will beat 100 Thieves. I don't know.
And then TL over Immortals. I think that's pretty obvious there. Why we went TL.
It should be. And please be. God damn it.
Once again, final picks, Dignitas over CLG. All of us have Dignitas, but someone, was faithful on CLG.
Do
not speak too hard right now or too forcefully. That cup may break.
They have
Or they may
Dignitas.
just turn it over to go, if there's nothing in here, we can hope even more.
You have Dig in last place, but you took Dig over CLG.
Because if there's anybody who loses to stupid, it's CLG.
Hey, look, okay? The cup is on the dresser now for safekeeping. It's okay. He's going to use it later on in the year. It's fine.
Well, they may have
use
to
it
move it
later
to a
on.
higher shelf.
I'll use it later on in this stream. It's fine. But like,
Trust me,
literally, like,
he does.
how do you beat CLG? Just do something stupid. They won't know how to cope. So,
Correction. Do
Copium.
something. They won't know how to cope.
Copium. He's on
Massive amounts of copium.
It's that the TikToks where you see the guys with cups and they're filling them up until the tension breaks and spills over, and Curtis is trying to not hit that point.
It's very clear that Kurt is a bottle or can kind of guy. There's no pour.
He sits down at the bar. Don't give me draft. Give me a bottle, please.
Give me a bottle, please.
give me a bottle.
Even if it's the can, he's got the fake bottle top to put on it.
Exactly.
I honestly will keep an eye on the EG, or not the EG, the Golden Guardians Flag Quest game. Just because it's so 50-50. And obviously we're going to pay more attention to the EG Cloud9 game.
For sure.
See if EG had the brain fog, and if, whatever.
Or maybe Jensen just comes out and is like actually just killing it.
Whatever
maybe
spaghetti...
they have, maybe EG has a hard time playing without lag.
Not on a 30. Yeah, they're like, what is this?
Like,
where's my 35 artificial ping? I need it.
They're trying to lead and not working out. Oh,
I know it makes you feel bad for MSI because the RNG is gonna have that asterisk, artificial victory.
One due to playing in home environment.
Which the collegiate teams, because they had that whole thing going on for the past month or so. Some of the college teams were playing from home too, so they were even doing the same stuff where they had teams in the NA facility, but they had other teams that weren't there. So
That's
there
so
was
rough.
artificial ping happening as well for the college teams.
What
But-
that really
Saying
means is
that-
riotous
I-
testing
I'm-
systems again.
But
I'm
I
just
will
saying
tell
that
you,
if-
the
if-
team that won was at the
Mhm.
facility. It was not one of the teams that was not there that won the
That's good.
overall championship.
There was a suspicious DDoS attack, which precluded the other team from the tournament. But
Oh no, dude! The second place team got destroyed. In
I have
those
to go
3
watch
games.
that VOD.
Like a couple of the games were like super close. But dude, the fucking UCT, they just kind of went to town. They only lost like 1 game once they got to the top 8 teams. So
The college championship.
yeah, it was good.
UST Esports against Bay State.
Yeah, which I didn't know Niles. I know this is kind of off topic. Niles, when he was top lane for Golden Guardians, he's on one of the collegiate teams. Granted,
cool.
his team got knocked out the other day, but
Right.
he's on one of the collegiate teams.
he was on one of the collegiate teams. They're like, all right, Niles, look, now I know why you got let go from the LCS. Get out of here, you scrub.
Right, from academy to LCS to academy to collegiate.
To off the team. I'm teamless now.
Possible streamer action.
He's streaming for the university.
Oh my god.
So yeah, the other thing too, we'll discuss if there's any games throughout the week that we want to put more weight on, if it's like a 50-50 split. So we'll kind of do that all live when we start doing our picks next time. Like the Golden Guardians Flag Quest, maybe we'd be like, since it's so split, maybe it's an extra point or something for whatever team wins.
Oh, like the over under. If the over under is so high, maybe you get
Yes.
something extra for it. Okay,
Yeah,
we can
like
look at that.
if Cloud9 wins over EG because we all chose EG. Yeah, we're gonna go wild. The points are gonna be crazy. So
I think it would be worthwhile if you're the only one out of the 4 that gets it right. It's worth more. Like if you
that's fair.
yeah.
yeah. Okay, day 2, Saturday. The first 2 games. So the lineup: Cloud9, Golden Guardians, Dignitas, TL, EG, 100 Thieves, TSM, CLG, Immortals, Flag Quest. So the first 2 games, we kind of kept it, I think, pretty standard picks. Cloud9, we all picked it. And TL, we all picked TL. I think those are pretty fair picks, honestly. But, we might all get fucked on the Cloud9 one, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The next 50-50 is EG 100 Thieves. Myself and Curtis picked 100 Thieves, and Daisy and Penn picked EG.
We'll find out in that C9 game if EG is gonna have a
If they're gonna have the brain
one-
lag.
1-2
have a
week, or
showing.
if it's gonna be a oof.
An 0-2, yeah.
Oh, 03.
I think
0-3.
either
1-2.
they're
1-2.
I think 1-2
Yeah.
because I don't think there's any way. No one has them losing that last game. I don't think there's any way.
No.
No. Day 3 should have been pretty easy for everyone to go through, except I just can't.
So like we said, that's obviously another matchup we're gonna pay attention to. So we have another kink in the picks here.
Morally, I can't do it.
Morally,
If we look at power rankings, someone decided to take CLG over TSM
hey,
for day
Can't do
2.
this one should be worth like 25 points if
Couldn't-
he
couldn't
wins.
do it. Couldn't.
If he
could not
wins,
do
it
it.
should be worth 25 because he should earn an achievement too on the podcast. I never doubted them, except for when I did. Will be in parentheses.
I didn't doubt him except for Dignitas.
for Dig. Except for Dig.
So any reasoning at all?
The reasoning is, again, morally, I cannot do that. That's just not okay.
Just the
Like,
rivalry.
Oh, man.
The rivalry
Yeah,
has got
it's
you
the
picking.
rivalry that's not even there, but like
Yeah,
just
it's,
like
it's way gone.
everything embedded in my soul cannot do that.
Oh my god, man.
Can't do it.
And our
Just can't.
final.
I'll
Yeah.
say I'll probably take the L on that one, but like at the same time, like just couldn't do
Now, how
it.
good will you feel when CLG wins?
If they fucking win,
No, you can't say
ecstatically.
if. It's win.
When they win.
You gotta hold the cup, dude. If you're doing
Gotta
this, hold the cup.
Yeah.
If you're doing it,
Once you
firmly
get
grasp
shaky,
it.
yeah, you gotta firmly, securely hold that cup. Once you
Just
start
not too
shaking,
firmly. It's not a very solid
Once
cup.
you, I know. Once you shake though, dude, the water sloshes out the sides.
yeah, you're just gonna cover yourself, and it'll just be an awful mess.
Yeah, you gotta hold firm, man.
Copium.
Diamond hands on the crypto that is CLG over TSM.
Oh man, not the crypto.
Uh,
Our final 50-50 out of the 3 days, FlyQuest and Immortals. Myself and Daisy went Fly, and Penn and Curtis went Immortals. Which for Penn, I mean, he has Immortals,
Yeah.
sixth place. So
I mean, yeah. For him, it like makes total sense. Curtis, we gotta talk, bud. What is this? What is
your
the
picks
reasoning?
compared to power
So-
rankings here? You have FlyQuest over
they're
Immortals
right there.
again.
I also want to remind you, like those are like end of the season rankings. right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's fine.
that is into the season rankings on what you feel their potential within the season.
Right.
Also, I do want to remind everybody, I'm like, while putting these in, it was yesterday playing Destiny, not even seeing anything, just going. These were like so much just gut picks.
Yeah.
No, it's just one of those.
I don't know. I honestly think that it could go either way.
That one I think
But-
is a 50-50, and I
don't
think
50-50 strong, buddy. Keep
Nah.
your cup away from this
75-25.
matchup.
keep your cup away.
Keep your
to
cup
yourself.
away. It's like 65-35 is about where I felt it was, depending on how everything shakes out.
So
Because obviously, Lost Ignar is a substantial upgrade from the bottom lane that they had before, but like their top lane, their top side of the map was just bad too. So like, you upgraded half the team. Congrats.
that's 50% better than it was.
That's why they now have a less than 50% chance to win.
I mean, to be fair, looking between day 1 and day 2, as far as off the wall picks go, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games where we all pick the same thing. So that's 5 points we pretty much get to put to the side and say either all of us are going to get those 5 or we're going to get 1 or 2
None
or
of us
whatever.
are, yeah.
And then it turns into like these other games. Like Penn has the potential of getting a point over us on the Cloud9 EG game. Then it becomes the split with the Golden Guardians FlyQuest. And then you have the same thing happening with 100 Thieves EG. And then Curtis's crazy, CLG over TSM has the potential for getting him a bonus point.
So it gets worse than fine.
Real quick potential idea. What if each game has a total of 4 points that you're fighting for?
Okay.
Oh, so like if 50-50, the two that got it right get 2 points.
Yes. If everyone gets the same one and it's like a gimme, everyone gets a point.
So
Correct.
since we all play Cloud9, say Cloud9 wins, we all get a point.
Yeah, one singular.
But
if
the
100
one person
Thieves-
bucks the trend, they get all 4 points themselves if they win.
How do you split that extra point if it's 3-1?
A tickle each.
Just give the other 3 the 1 point.
Yeah, just bring 1 point, I think.
Yeah. I mean, because at that point, you're not really. It's not sufficient enough to give you anything more.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Then at the same time, most of the like 3-1s are, like the TSM for CLG. We're picking TSM because we're like, TSM should win this. But
Yeah.
they were also under CLG, and they went 1-1.
last season.
Ooh, we can always just give people tick marks towards points, and at 3 tick marks, you get another one.
So, and then like
Let's,
the
let's
Cloud
codify
9,
this in the rules then.
Cloud9 EG.
Yeah, well.
You know, you got Cloud9, we got EG. Maybe the MSI fucking fog happens. That is a very known thing to happen, especially first game.
Yep, for sure.
So, and I mean, like we said, we don't know what the hell Cloud9's roster is gonna freaking be.
No.
Like they're throwing
I don't think
friggin'
Cloud9
spaghetti at the wall, and whatever it names a line in that spaghetti string is kind of the names. That
Whatever
they're
sticks,
throwing up
sticks.
there.
You're
We
like,
in.
Jensen bot lane. Team Liquid had it right all along.
But yeah,
They might have to with Berserker not being there.
I kind of like that. 4 points total. If everybody gets it, we all get 1 point. If it's a 50-50, 2 points, 2 points. And then pretty much the singular person has a potential for 4 points.
Yeah.
Because with the potential spending system that we're going to implement in place is...
This will be fun.
Dude, I don't even want to
This will be
show
fun,
day
dude.
3.
I'm kind of thinking about it.
I
Do
don't even want to
play
show
for the,
day
do you play
3.
for the short-term gains of usually your points against people, or do you save them
Well,
for
but the
something
thing is,
big?
but the thing is that like I don't want to. We'll figure it later. Yeah. But
I mean,
but
we
yeah,
can
it's
talk about it later too if we want.
yeah.
We'll see
Yeah, if we
what
could,
time
that'd be good.
allots. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even want to show day 3.
Do
I
it.
do.
Curtis.
Rip that bandage
Daisy
off.
will,
Curtis
Daisy will have a
threw-
good laugh at this one too.
Curtis threw
I threw.
off everything. Like we were about to pretty much wash day 3. It was gonna be a wash. It was gonna everybody picked the same shit. Day 3 wasn't gonna matter. But no, we had to have another 3
I
to
love
1.
this already. love
Another
this already.
3 to
Go ahead.
1, and we know exactly who that one is.
Yes,
Day 3.
obviously Pendle.
Our 5 matchups: 100 Thieves,
I
Dig,
mean, if it wasn't
Fly
Kurt, it would be
Quest,
me.
EG, Team Liquid, Cloud9, CLG, Golden Guardians, TSM, Immortals.
CLG! CLG!
We all picked
Live or
100
die.
Thieves. We all picked
Probably
100
die, but
Thieves.
hell, fuck it.
We all picked EG. We all picked TL. We all picked TSM. One of us chose to pick CLG.
So here's
Ride or die,
Here
boys.
Now,
Here is
mind
my
you,
understanding-
No,
here's
mind
my
you,
understanding of what
real
happened.
quick, real quick. This is
That one
the
went by my
first
standards.
matchup that he actually has the power rankings match the win.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
so here's my understanding of what happened. Okay, he's there, holding onto that one cup for one victory for CLG. He's like, I have a secret. I was afraid to reveal it until now. What is it? And he pulls out from underneath it a second paper cup.
Ha ha.
Oh.
He's like, double or nothing. I have true faith.
You gotta double up on paper cups. This is gonna start leaking out the bottom.
Exactly. But now
One day
he took
CLG may be
he
able to
had,
upgrade to
he
a
had
solo
doubled
cup.
up on it, right? He had doubled up, but now his faith is so great that he's willing to risk a second one by itself.
You know, dumb or smart, he has a potential for 8 points.
Oh yeah.
Just from
8.
those 2 picks.
CLG.
Just from the copium of CLG.
And it's NA. You never know what the hell can happen.
Ain't that the truth?
Say you laugh now, but you will cry when I win.
I mean, let's point out CLG was 1-1 against everyone except for 3 of the top. No, like it's 4 teams.
Yeah,
It's
wait,
more aggravating because
That's-
the potential's there.
that's
It's
the
just-
best part is most of the weird fucking picks that he decided to go with, those teams went 1-1. It wasn't a 2-0 or an 0-2. It was like a straight 50-50. So
Yeah.
it makes it even more
Annoying.
ridiculous.
Because if you're correct, like you're sitting very comfortably.
Uh-huh.
Then if I were you, I would crumple up those paper cups and say, F it.
I am fueled on
Use
cocaine for
all
the
of-
rest of the split.
Kurt might just go get a red solo cup to take the place of those plastic cups if they win both of these.
Only if he starts winning. This is bullshit. If he starts winning.
If he goes 2-1 this weekend, he gets to upgrade to a solo cup.
Oh no. No. No.
We know he's
This
gonna
is
do
like
the
my-
same
this is
shit
like
in the
my-
next picks. We
Yeah.
know he's gonna do it, even if they
This is
lose.
this is like my level 3 like second turret dive. Like either this works and I
Or we
double
lose
up
the
on
game because of
everything,
it.
or bot lane is lost. One of the two. It's not one or the other.
Well,
fine.
and what's even better is let's say he actually gets the CLG, both CLG picks. And we all kind of go roughly even for the rest of our picks, right?
Man.
He is going to be able to fuck with someone's picks
Yeah.
right away if he wants to.
So.
He's gonna make us all pick CLG in the next week.
Everybody
no,
picks
you
LG.
can only-
bastard.
You have to. If
And
you
then that's
spend
something that I
points-
don't.
If you spend points, you can only change one person's thing. You can't change
Oh.
it for everybody.
Yeah.
You have to
It'd be
re-spend
funny.
the points.
Unless you have enough. Like if you have enough.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Wait,
You got enough
wait,
points.
No, the,
We were trying to figure out what happens if you go perfect. That's what
Yes.
can happen if you go perfect. You get to change one pick for each person without a cost. If you
Yeah,
go
well, I was-
perfect in a week.
I was
Yo.
gonna say there are a couple ways you can go through with this, because there's a part of me that wants the flipping stuff around to be designated for people that are just lower down on the totem pole.
Mhm.
Because think about it this way: if you see someone that has a 50-50 along with you, and you're confident in your pick, you could turn that. If you flip their picks around,
Go
Yeah,
4
and then
for
you
1.
can get the 4.
the extra points.
Yeah, it
Because I
goes
wasn't sure
from-
how that was going to work, because when we were doing it like 1 point per
Yeah.
game, it didn't work out quite well. That works out a lot better. But the thing is, maybe if you go perfect, you can choose, right? Do you want to screw around with a couple people's picks, or do you want to protect yourself from being screwed with the next week?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, so I think if you go perfect in a week, you get immunity in the next week from being fucked with. Kind of like if you find the idol in Survivor. You don't get any of your picks fucked with. But if you go 0 and whatever
Yes,
in the
that's
week,
what I'm talking about right there. I was saying,
you
if
are
go
allowed
perfect the other
to
way.
change a pick without you spending any points. For
each person.
one per each person.
I will say, if it does happen, you all will be picking CLG July 3rd. Like that will happen.
And that's the beauty. I do think that the immunity can't be carried over. It is immediately used the following week.
Yep.
Same
Same
with
with
if you go 0 and whatever for the week, you have to do it the following
You have
week.
to use your comeback mechanic that following week.
Correct. But there will be a system where if you want to spend, a couple points, depending on what value we put them on, you can do that at any point in time, as long as you have the points to use, because they will get subtracted from your total.
And we'll probably do things where you can change an opinion for one person for one game. That's that for that week. Or you can spend enough points to change that person's entire pick list.
Which,
It just
by the
immediately flips it.
By the way, on the side, I will keep what everybody's actual picks were, so you kind of know overall what you how accurate you were.
How you would have been.
Yes, without all of the sabotage.
How fucked up did the fucked up actually?
Did you go from first to last place just because of sabotages and now have to do some fucked up punishment? Yes.
Hey, how fucked up is this? That's fucked up.
Yeah, you could be sitting here going, I was first place. I picked so many games correctly, and I'm the one that's losing right now?
And now I have to pick CLG every game for like 3 weeks? What?
This is like some Mario Party bullshit.
Yeah, because we know what's gonna happen if there's a team that's solidly last place, everybody's
That's what
gonna
you're
that's the one that's gonna get flopped.
Watch them upset that weekend.
That'd
Right,
be
and
awful.
that's the crazy thing about it too, is that can happen, and then you screw yourself out of the points and give everybody else a point. Like,
I think
That's the fun part about it.
We should probably look at taking one matchup that's like your key matchup of the
Of the week, kind of
the
like
week.
the
and we should
Yeah.
allow for betting on that one.
ooh, yeah,
betting points.
Yes.
yes,
So it's basically like you can put when we submit picks. Think of it kind of like poker, where you then can decide whether you want to up the ante or not, depending on what you see.
yeah. So, and I would say you are allowed to do it if you have points. I think,
Yeah.
unless we want to be able to go into the negatives.
I mean, why not? You'll have to get out of debt. Ooh, what if you're negative at the end of the season?
Might be doing like double.
Well,
punishment.
you auto lose, so
You're
Well,
probably
yeah,
doing a
yeah,
double
but, like,
punishment.
You gotta have a double punishment, so that'll be something we'll have to think.
48 hours in the Waffle House.
No, dude.
I'm eating so many fucking waffles and pancakes. I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'll die from diabetes to get out of there.
Oh, but we'll do up that document
which-
and make sure everybody is okay with all of the decisions made on
Yeah,
points.
I will finish writing up the point thing. If there's any way that other people could maybe think about punishments, because like I always look at it and go, man,
I
I don't want to make
so
someone do
I
that.
would say was it mid split? So like what, week 4, week 5? Wait, what is mid split? Like week 5?
Yeah.
It'd be week 4 technically.
4 because
For 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. So by the 4th week, so pretty much after the 3rd week when we're doing our predictions stuff for the 4th week, everybody should come up with a rough idea of a punishment, and we'll all kind of vote on which one's going to happen. That way it gives all of us ample amount of time. And, you know, maybe you see yourself in last place and you try to come up with something nice that we're all not going to vote on. So
You try to weasel your way out of that one.
Pins like 1 hour in a Waffle House.
What's that? Your blood sugar's 1,000? I don't care. I'm getting out of here. I'm literally bleeding creamy nougat to get out of here, guys.
Dude, you know, it could
I
be
don't
walking.
want to think about that.
If
Holy
you
shit.
cut me, it's going to ooze slowly.
You could be walking around Walmart with some crazy ass fucking sign, getting people's reactions or something. You know, like anything.
What's the movie where you stand on the side with a hot dog costume, asking people to ask you
me
about your wiener?
my wiener.
have to have a long shirt on. Says, I have a God, what is it? What the hell is it? Why cannot I think of the hairstyle? Business in the front, party in the back.
Mullet.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, I'll shave
I
my head
have a mullet
first.
downstairs.
Pen's gonna hear, mullet style got chosen. Pen's gonna come bald in the next podcast.
I mean, to be fair, I did tell a student one time that the 80s called they wanted their haircut back because he had a mullet.
Oh, that would be it though. Think about it. You have the shirt with the front side of the mullet on the front, right? But it's just hanging down, so it's at your waist. Then you have the back side of it there on the back side of the shirt. It's hanging all the way down.
Yeah, so anybody listening, put in the comments of punishments. We will take any suggestion at this point. And we might add it to the pool for picking. So so the next kind of topic that we came up with after our discussion of last time, because we had a very heated discussion about a specific champion pick, Jana. We were all kind of given an assignment to kind of look at the champions that aren't necessarily played consistently within LCS. So we had to kind of come up with the champion that we would like to see either re-show up within the meta, or someone that just has not shown up in a really long time that we would like to see show up. Which, depending on the picks, you could get like an extra 5 points if they do show up. So, because I feel like Curtis is potentially unprepared for that, so I'm going to start with Penn.
Kale. I think
Kale,
we
huh?
can see the return of Kale, both top and mid lane.
I could see that though, just because of the durability patch.
The
Like, it's
durability patch did a
hyper
lot for
carry.
Kale.
It is a hyper carry.
So what's funny is that was kind of one of my honorable mention picks, which I did tell Daisy that some of the champions I was looking at have popped up in the LPL, which Kale was one of them. So potentially the reason why I didn't go with Kale for mine. But Kale
I didn't
is
watch
seeing...
LPL yet.
Kale has showed up in like 3-4 games in
Yeah.
the LPL now. Picks into like Riven and stuff like that, which the LPL is banning Gwen red side first rotation right now.
Yep.
So I assume that's going to
They're
continue.
tired
to
of the
happen.
shit.
Yeah, it'll probably happen in like every region unless you're like LCK and they think
Yeah.
that they can beat, the Gwen
They just bust out Jax
or Gangplank.
Yeah.
or Gangplank. They won't pick up the NA Vlad, so
Yeah, so with the KO, my mindset was she's really good at being a late game carry with the scaling and stuff that she has. She kind of has a dive deterrent if played properly with her ulti, so it makes it hard to go into her lane and dive her, especially with all the top focuses going on. So I thought that was a pretty decent pick and was going to kind of be an honorable mention if it didn't get picked.
Yeah, I was. That was originally going to be my pick, but I had a feeling because Penn had mentioned, as wait a minute, Penn's probably going to pick Kale, and I didn't want to roll. I didn't want to flip the coin as to whether or not I was going to go first.
Dude,
so I
it
had to
was
go
about
find
to be
another one.
3 of us picking Kale.
Yeah.
What a bronzy.
I mean,
mindset
honorable
we have
mention
going
I
on.
had was
bronzy
something like Predator Annie.
What a bronzy mindset we all have going on. All of us picking the same champion.
Hey, it shows we are where we are. That's where we belong. At the bottom of the totem pole.
Daisy, I know you were excited.
I was actually. So, honestly, my thought was as follows. I think that after looking through all of the games at MSI and thinking about the likelihood that that meta was going to continue regardless of what changes were made, which for the most part it has, like a few picks being different. The best thing that I could think of that fits in with basic playstyle while offering really good anti-engage is Morgana. And I think that Morgana could be seen a lot more because the basic single target lockdown and pick doesn't get to happen when she's around. And you do not have a lot of magic damage that's being thrown around with the lockdown to break the shield. Her build path got a lot better. She doesn't really do a lot of damage right now just because of how everything is shaped out. But I do think that with the durability patch going through, just keeping your AD carry from getting locked down, or when you go around with the jungler, you're not just going to you're not going to have one person randomly getting caught out with the Morgana shield being there. You're really good around turret dives with your ulti. You're really good just anti-engage in general with ulti. It's honestly an all-around really strong pick, I think, right now. And it's not being utilized because it was only being utilized with the Caitlyn pick specifically for the bot lane.
Yeah, for the trap Q combo.
But I think that you have a lot more possibilities for it being useful, especially with some shorter range AD carries.
I see that pick more than I see your Janna pick, so I approve.
Top lane, Janet, go.
No, that's actually a pretty solid pick, especially with enchanters becoming more popular in the bot lane, depending on the picks for AD carries.
I will wait until everyone's done, but I do have an honorable mention that I think could potentially shake things up.
Okay, Curtis.
So my mindset kept flipping back and forth between two.
Okay.
And actually, it's kind of like it's solely because I do think that Kale is a good pick, and the Enchanter's coming back, like Morgana and like all those. With how things are shaping up, I was 50-50 between Vayne and Kog'Maw. However, I feel like if Kog'Maw is played, it's gonna be played in mid, and that's not where he needs to be set. So I think I'm going with mine being Vayne, solely because of the durability and everything, and her being able to negate a lot of that. Vayne being able to negate a lot of that and works very well with these enchanters, specifically things like Kale.
You son of a bitch. You dirty,
let me
dirty
go
asshole.
first.
I did. Vayne was my pick. I wasn't.
I do want to point out we didn't talk about that beforehand. He did not know.
Clearly,
Yeah.
clearly did not.
So not thinking about the durability patch, I was going more for the enchanter support picks. So with mine, because I was thinking about it the past few days, and I got to see it in the collegiate. They did it in the championship game today, where they pit Lulu with the Vayne. And this person was actually really good at dodging all of the skill shots that they needed to dodge, and the Vayne just went to town. And I think especially with the mobility of some of the mid laners like RE and the potential picks for the top lane, I think it can add to kind of a diverse team dynamic, especially depending on what they're trying to go for the meta purposes.
So, what was your secondary pick there, Lake?
Or Curtis, because he had two.
No, because I'm not saying anything else in case you've got like something else you're thinking of maybe as being something else. I mean, you had one that was a runner-up, which was Kale.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you had another one.
No, I did have one, because the other thing that I did today too is while I was playing, I was looking at all of the champions, just in case that happened, and I was like, oh, you know what? They would be super interesting to see. So you might have to give me a second if Curtis wants to talk about his number two.
Yeah, the number two, the Kog'Maw, only because like the shredding potential
it's good. They've already had to nerf it, dude.
Yeah,
Good.
they've had to nerf it. It's really strong. It plays a very good role. Again, works really well with these enchanters. Just giving him just some more durability, a little bit more mobility. I think he works aggressively well with Janna. So that's where like my thought process was with my secondary being Kog'Maw. But it is a very risky pick and very susceptible to getting dove or to be getting picked on, because you see it more.
And that's why I was talking about like Morgana being like a pretty good answer to the to dive, mostly because you can keep the Kog'Maw from getting stunned while you're providing the anti engage.
Yeah. So it was one. I just can foresee the Vayne just
happening more.
It's more versatile. Yeah, it's definitely more versatile.
Yeah, especially with the ability to get out of situations better than Kog'Maw. I mean, even with a decent enchanter, it's still pretty easy to get onto the Kog'Maw. You know, maybe we see the Kog'Maw Morgana combo. That could be a possibility. So I remember my second one after I saw the list. So one, I'm going to point out, I find it very funny that we roughly picked a champion that was within a lane that we played. Like Pen with his top, Kale, Daisy. I know you go back and forth between like mid, support, and jungle from time to time when you're kind of forced to, because we don't want to do it. You went with Morgana. And then both of Curtis's were AD carries.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep with that trend because this was my other pick. With mid lane, I'm going with Echo.
Yep.
I think Echo right now, especially with a lot of the mobility that's trying to be brought to the mid lane with the Ahri, I mean, he can do very well into the Victor, into a Zoe. He can also help set up the jungler, because the other thing is set up for your jungler for ganks and stuff, and your supports roaming and everything. He has the ability to keep himself somewhat safe if used correctly because of his ulti, and he's got a lot of high burst right now. So that can also help with the durability patch that's going through with his passive. But I think Echo has a potential of showing up in the mid lane. Will it? I don't know, but we'll see. I think it's a pretty decent pick into what's being played right now.
Yeah, I honestly thought that Echo would be really good as a flex pick between mid and jungle, because I think that necessarily Bruiser Echo got a lot stronger with the durability patch.
Yeah.
So I think that seeing him in jungle is also a possibility.
Jungle, yeah, maybe. I know they messed with his clear, so it's. I think that has a potential of pulling him out of it. He has an early struggle against a Wukong jungle.
Yeah.
So maybe it needs to be a ban out for the jungle echo to happen, but it is still a possibility because he can come out to gank with like his stun or his dashes and slows and stuff. So
yeah. My honorable mention was I was torn between two picks, either Swain or Vlad. But I honestly think that Vlad is probably the most versatile of the two in terms of where it could go. The reason why I ultimately picked Morgana instead of picking Vlad is I do not think that bot laners are going to play it. If bot laners were willing to play it, I think that would be an unimaginably good pick during Dive.
We're not going to pick it
Yeah.
because we're not Nam.
well, we're also not going to pick it because look at who a lot of the bot laners are.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Yeah,
a
they
lot of
don't-
them.
They don't play mages.
Yeah, they don't show any proficiency on mages, even if they are given it, which is super crazy because
It's just frustrating.
one of the LPL comps when they pulled out the Kale, they had shit, I can't remember her name, Seraphine and Senna in bot lane, and Seraphine was the AD carry position.
Yes.
It wasn't Senna. Senna was still played by the support.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, that's the thing, with the Kale, that opens up the bot lane to do, some crazy stuff like that. Would we love to see it in the LCS? For sure. 100%. The likelihood,
Not really high.
like Curtis said, is a Dignitas cheese, to beat CLG. Like,
I have a feeling that towards the middle of the season, unless things are touched, you're gonna start to see some Kog'Maw, Vayne hypercarry compositions where you're gonna wind up with two enchanters. I have a feeling that that's gonna be the case, but the issue is that you're probably looking at just things like Lulu and Karma, with maybe they'll use Morgana more like an enchanter, but realistically, Morgana's not really an enchanter.
it's also rough that they don't use Nami more. As well. Like Nami is literally, they've shipped it with the Lucian. They're like, if we don't get Lucian,
They
we
won't
don't
touch it with
pick
anything
Nami.
else, though.
Which I mean, she's still decently good.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the AD carries that are being played. Jinx.
Yes.
You get a
With her
hyper
type,
Jinx.
anything that can burst.
You get a
She's
hyper
also-
Jinx with the Nami slow on those autos. Like you're getting chased down.
The other one I was thinking about is if you do go Kog'Maw, right? If you get something along the lines of of Nami, you could just go with a Rageblade Kog'Maw. You could go just up pure on hit as a
Yeah.
potential option. But I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I do think that Nami. See, this is where we get kind of into the same line of logic as what makes Janna good is what makes Nami good. She
Yeah.
has answers to what is coming in. You have really good additional like setup, like slow and additional damage and stuff that you can buff your carry with. You've got good disengage with ulti, with your Q. All of those things are true, but people just they're not going to pick them up because you have to tool the composition around it.
Yeah.
It doesn't just plug and play.
Yeah.
Because whether it's a Janna or whether it's a Nami, if they roam and they're caught, they're just dead. They don't have any way to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And so I feel like, and when we were talking about it last time around, like I said, I feel that you do have to change how you're playing in order for these picks to work,
yes.
or how you're selecting. And so if that's the case, then the only things that seem to work well, especially with like realistically, mages got pretty heavily nerfed in the durability update. Your assassins didn't really get any sort of compensation for what they lost, and so you're going to see a lot less magic damage being emphasized like straight up. So I have a feeling picks like Karma and Lulu in mid could actually just become decent all-round picks because they have good wave clear and they can pressure people off waves early. Both of them roam well with additional movement speed. They have really good utility. And it's pretty hard to kill either one of them.
True. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm glad, like, for pretty much all of our picks, because I think even the Kale, even though we're seeing in the LPL, I think the Kale is a pretty big pick to go with.
Yeah.
So I'm glad kind of our picks are like all over the place too.
I
we
do
know
have a
where-
secondary pick.
We also know where the diversity is. Notice how none of
Yes.
us said any sort of jungler, because we're like jungle's
Well,
so stale right
so
now.
My
unless yours is a
secondary
jungler.
is kind of right now a hybrid top laner / jungler.
Okay.
Reworked Olaf.
I
Olaf.
don't know yet. I'm so tepid
I would
on that
love to
'cause
see
I
him.
don't know.
I'd like to
If-
see him more in lane than in jungle, as a counter pick to other aggressive top laners.
Yeah, I can see it. Like he feels like the way they reworked him, he feels like another version of Master Yi, like a different version of it.
Without iframes.
Yeah, well, I just mean because of how his ulti now has a reset mechanic.
That's become a theme though. Reworked Ari, her Spirit Rush has a reset mechanic.
Sure, and that's
Yeah.
fine, right?
Vex's ulti has a reset mechanic.
Yep.
Lux's ulti has an extremely low cooldown.
Just remember old.
It has a cooldown?
What was the old version of it that gave cooldown back?
So the cooldown on Lux's ulti is you throwing like an ability in between using it again. That's the cooldown.
You have to throw something to get this back.
Yeah, you gotta like hit someone.
Really,
with
it's
a
just
Q.
throw the E or throw the Q so you can hit the ulti.
I mean, it's it's similar, I guess, when you think about Pike and He Who Shall Not Be Played, according to Curtis Scott. Who is it? Why cannot think of his name now?
He who shall not be played. What?
That jungler that you just were tired of seeing in MSI. Can't think
Oh,
of his
Oh, Viego.
Diego.
name. Viego, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he who should not be played. Please stop. Just let it die.
Which there was not a lot of Viego play in the collegiate scene.
Yeah.
So Maybe
But
they learned something from MSI. I didn't
I
see
do
any
agree
cannons
with-
though either. So
Fuck, man, it's so sad, dude. So fucking sad.
maybe Kennen is the maybe we'll see
No,
some
I
Kennens.
honestly don't think that Kinnan is though. Like, I think that I think this update really hurt Kinnan a lot.
It's possible. We'll have to see though. When does that come out? Are we currently seeing it on patch?
Yeah. Yeah,
I haven't
it's
really
live.
noticed it though. But then again, I've been playing Earth, so
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
kind of hard to notice on Nerf.
It's hard to
Yeah.
notice anything like that.
But I think that if we see enchanters more, I do think that Olaf is going to become a big pick, whether it's in lane or out, because Olaf paired with enchanters is insane.
Yeah. Well, and
I mean,
Olaf
come on.
into some of the enchanters too. You just don't get away.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, come on.
Lulu. Like, he
Soraka Olaf
ulties-
just turret diving at full health and coming
Yeah.
out full health.
If he ulties like a Morgana, a Lulu, a Soraka, you're just
Sure.
gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
especially if he's any amount of fed. I will have to say I want. So this wasn't like an honorable mention pick. This is a can we just flip and play it instead of hovering it? Is the stupid NASA support.
Yes, for God's sake, please just do it. Please pick it against fucking.
I really thought you were going to say
Callista.
emo.
Please pick it against Callista. Please pick it against people that need their movement speed and attack speed, like in order to function correctly. It's so good into it. It's ridiculous, and you have a giant amount of armor shred on your E. It's insane.
I'm tired of seeing the meme hover. Just
Just pick it, please.
whip it out, throw it down, see if they can hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like when you said the meme hover, I really thought you were talking about Teemo.
He's only like meme hovered against the teams that are like like TSM.
Yeah.
When Cloud9 picked it and then proceeded to like run them over with the team.
But like, I don't know. I think picks like Cho'Gath, I think, could be another one that becomes large eventually.
I think Warwick could see a comeback too.
Maybe. I don't know.
He'd be a niche pick, though, I think.
Yeah, you'd have to pick him into something. I think that there's a pretty good potential Cho'Gath just could be good against almost anything because true damage is good and all of the additional HP and whatnot is good for him. Even if you go AP with it, it's really strong. So I don't know. I think there's a bunch of picks that could come through, but I don't. The one I chose was the one that I saw most likely to actually see play.
Yeah, which
if it was going to get picked.
Which I can probably write it down, but also make mental note. I will make mine Echo just that way. We all have someone different. But like we said, there's a potential for bonus points if your champion gets played. Which honestly,
and if everyone's champions played, well then,
yeah,
I guess we're just the best, aren't we?
Right. Which right now, it's a high potential that Penn and Curtis will be receiving the points.
Yep, for sure.
Like freebies.
Well, for the Kale, yes. For the Vayne, it's going to come down to the AD carry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there are some AD carries who I don't think they will be picking it for them. But...
Stixay, Vayne, main.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's do it.
Yeah. Dude, Stixay.
He's not on CLG, so you should want this too, Curtis.
he's what on? It's Golden Guardians right now, or where did he go to?
Is it Golden
He
Guardians?
replaced Wild Turtle. Yeah.
No. Wait, he didn't
bot
replace
laner for
Wild Turtle.
GG.
Yeah, he's bot laner for GG.
Yeah, so that's what you want, Curtis. You want
there you go.
Vayne
You want a
Stixay
Vayne.
Yeah.
for the final day, so you can get the CLG victory.
Exactly. That'd be so many points in one game. Perfect.
Yeah, you get the couple for the Vayne. You get
Big
like 4
brain
for the
plays.
CLG. Yeah, you could
you
could
go.
come out of that with triple the fucking points.
Ooh,
High
wait
risk.
a minute. For picks, maybe every time it's played, you can get a point. Or do you want to make it every time it's played by the winning team, you get a point?
So
Otherwise,
actually,
I
I was
think if
thinking
it's
about that.
Played,
Like,
you get a point,
before you said
but
that,
you get bonus points for if they win.
I would say you get the 1 point when they show up, right? You just get the standard point, no potential for more, because at that point, it's highly more likely that other teams pick it up, unless it becomes like super niche. If the pick in that first game wins, that's when you can get like an extra like 2 to 3 points. So you like another, like, we'll keep it in force. Honestly, I think we just do that because we have like the potential for 4 points if you're the odd man out. So we keep it in force. If your person gets picked, you get 1 point. If they end up winning that first game, you get an extra 3. So you have a potential of 4 points just from the one game. No additional points after that.
No additional points after. That's fair.
So just a
So you might be
suggestion.
out like a couple points, but I mean, what would you rather happen, the CLG win or the GG win with the Vayne winning?
I mean, it's a win-win, isn't it? If they pick it, I get my
like,
4 either way.
Curtis is like, hopefully Vayne gets picked before then and wins.
Right.
Then I'll be happy. And then he also picks Vayne and is terrible on it. Then I'll also be
Technically,
happy.
you get 1 extra point if no,
Yeah,
you,
so
you
if,
would
like-
still get the 4. You still get the 4
Yeah.
no matter, or you would get
Yeah. I'm guaranteed 4
Oh, you
points.
get 1 extra
if
point
GG
if
picks
CLG wins, because you'll get the 1 Vayne if it's picked in
one
that
Vayne.
game.
Yep. I get 4 points if GG picks Vayne and wins, and then I get 5 points if they pick Vayne and then CLG
And
wins.
CLG wins. Yeah.
So, just a suggestion to wrap up, this amazing
Yes.
game of Earth. Just continue talking, but just run a game of Earth through.
Oh, okay.
No, play Earth, but Daisy can't talk.
Yeah, that's correct. I will not be able to talk. Also true. Actual factual.
Actual factual.
This is the first time I think that we've ever had a discussion of champions that didn't wind up going in a bad way for a long time.
So are we continuing? We ending the podcast
That's
I think we're good.
Yeah.
So ending?
I think that's a good ending point.
Yeah, that's a good ending point.
Okay.
But
So, yep. So, that is the end of the episode. For those who stuck around to the end, we super appreciate it. Make sure you comment any punishments you want to see, or you just want to comment overall suggestions or something, or even your opinions on what champions you want to see. So thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you're listening from. We would appreciate it. And then next week we'll go over how our picks went. See who kind of guessed the most correct amount of games, or if there was a couple curveballs of CLG winning. I think that's going to be kind of our meme for the season, is CLG. Which is kind of better than the TSM meme. So
I'm glad I can bring that home for everybody.
CLG clearly losing game.
But yeah, show up next time. We'll go over how our picks went. We'll go over. We'll do a live recording of what our picks will be for the following week. So thank you guys for showing up to the podcast, and we'll catch you next time.